Welcome to DM Prep. My name is Ian and I'll be your DM for today. Today we are prepping episode 11 of the Gilded Troll Plays Curse of Strahd. I haven't come up with the title yet. We'll figure it out in post. So when last we left off, the heroes had met Esmeralda, talked to her a bunch, learned about her, a little bit about her history with Van Richten, and then they made their way to Krezk in order to deliver Irina to safety, but then they weren't allowed in. And it was getting really, really late, so they decided to, instead of heading to the Wizard of Wines, that they would head back to Van Richten's tower with Esmeralda to stay for the night. And they were waylaid on the way there by a bunch of Strahd zombies. So that's where we left off. So we need to figure out what is going to happen next. So my first idea is that I want to introduce Van Richten. I want Van Richten to make an appearance, and at his tower seems like a decent place to do it. So I'm thinking that by the time they return to Van Richten's tower, that's when Van Richten will have already arrived, and he probably would have recognized that the tower isn't secure anymore. So he's probably already in the process of collecting what he can and leaving. But then basically it's gonna get really annoying. It's gonna get really awkward because I hate having to roleplay two NPCs having a conversation with one another. But I don't think that there's really any other way to run Van Richten and Esmeralda. Also, I just realized that I left my air conditioner on. I was supposed to turn that off before I started streaming, so I'm gonna turn that off real quick. I don't want that making a lot of noise. And I'm sitting while I do my DM prep today because I just spent the last 3 hours playing Half-Life Alyx. So yeah, I'm gonna sit. My feet hurt. Hey, thanks for the channel points contributing towards the descent into Avernus. What are we at? We're at 30%. Damn. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there eventually. Yeah, so it's always gonna be, it's always gonna be super awkward having any conversation between two NPCs because you just kind of have to talk and maybe change your voice between the two of them. Maybe do a, hey, well, what about this? And then, well, yeah, I mean that's totally, and it's just like, it's super awkward. It's great if you can have like a second DM. I don't have that luxury right now. I'm going to turn the gain down a little bit on my microphone because I keep seeing myself in the red. So I don't want to blow out your eardrums with my voice. Understudy. I would love an understudy. But Steph's already playing a DM PC, so I don't have the opportunity to have her play Esmeralda. But also there's also, I don't want to choreograph an entire conversation beforehand. You're wearing your Ian hair on top of your ball cap on top of your real hair. Literally dying. Community is the greatest. But yeah, so I don't want to choreograph an entire conversation. So even if I did have a second DM, I probably wouldn't want to do something like that where they take one of the NPCs and I take the other. Hey, the Real Dave Fest, you just began your first D&D session as a DM. You learned a lot from my Dragon of Icefire Peak. Thanks. There are an insane number of people who found us through our Dragon of Icefire Peak YouTube videos. There's like 35,000 videos on that video, which is insane. I think I said 35,000 videos on that view. But yeah. So basically, so the question is, what do I want to cover in that conversation? But before I get to there, I'm gonna do this. We're gonna rename. So I made these magic items called Gramps' Good Berries, just because he is a multi-class between Druid and Life Cleric, and because he's a Life Cleric, his Good Berries heal for additional amounts. And my players were just like, but can't you rename them to Gramps' Glorious Good Berries TM? So now I have to do that. So I have to rename them. So I need a TM character. Thanks. Gramps' Glorious Good Berry TM. Cool. Gramps' Glorious Goodberry TM. And Gramps' Glorious Goodberry TM. Save changes. You're running Curse of Strahd yourself. I'm currently setting up the winery battle. Any advice? That's a very good question, and it's something that I'm going to cover today because I am fully expecting my players to go to the winery this coming session. So I will get there, I promise. So that is something that I need to figure out for myself. So I got Gramps' Glorious Goodberries figured out. So I need to figure out what I want in the conversation between Esmeralda and Van Richten. Obviously, we need an Esmeralda being overly affectionate. Hey, Kura Nekodes is now following. Thanks for following. Esmeralda being overly affectionate. Van Richten holding her away by the forehead. Because I love that visual. I just love so my players have already spent a good deal of time talking to Esmeralda, and they have this impression of Esmeralda as just this consummate badass. So I think her being overly affectionate and just like rushing in for a hug would really deepen their understanding of her character. It would really add some flavor to who she is. She's not just a badass. Like, she does have a soft spot for Van Richten. She does sort of consider him her adoptive father. And then, obviously, Van Richten wants to keep everyone literally at arm's length, but also figuratively. So, so the question is, what do they talk about? Esmeralda is afraid of Strahd. Van Richten is not. Strahd is not particularly powerful. I hate how Van is lowercase because it makes lines look really weird if you start them with Van. I'm actually going to Google that. Sentence starting with Van capitalized. If you're using the full name including you lowercase, if you're only using the last name. Okay, so if I'm just doing Van Richten, then the Van is capitalized. Good to know. So if I were to say Rudolph Van Richten, then I can use the lowercase v. But Strahd is not particularly powerful, but he is indestructible. He is unkillable. He's not particularly powerful, but he is unkillable. He is not permanently killable. I do want Van Richten has spent a long time researching ending the curse. Maybe the PCs move inside, get comfortable for the night. Have a lengthier conversation. Van Richten does not trust them and will not let them upstairs, not knowing they've already been up there. Actually, knowing full well they've already been up there. So basically what I want to do is I want to use this opportunity to set up essentially the rest of the campaign. So I'm doing something a little bit different from what the book suggests. The book kind of suggests that you're supposed to just fight Strahd, kill him, and then, oh, cool, that's it. He's dead. You guys get to leave now. And then, ooh, there's an epilogue. He comes back 6 months later, but that always struck me as a little weird that he just comes back in 6 months or 3 years or however long it is. Hey, Mash Tixlol. That's a name. Those are letters. Sometimes I have a really hard time with usernames because like I don't know where one word stops and the next one begins. So I kind of want, so instead of just, oh, I got it completely right. Awesome. I always like worry. I'm like, oh no, is someone gonna get offended if I mangle their name? And then, so instead of just wanting to kill Strahd and like that's the end of the thing, I want this to be, I want this curse of Strahd to not be the curse that is Strahd, but the curse that has befallen Strahd. And it's definitely a curse that he totally deserves. He's an absolutely atrocious person. He's a disgusting human being. And he deserves all of the horrible things that have happened to him over the last 500 years. But no one else who's in the prison with him deserves him. So he is the curse, but also his curse is the curse, if that makes sense. So I want to sort of reshape the ending of the campaign where it's basically that the players need to figure out how to do something about the dark powers rather than the players kill Strahd. And they might even be able to get Strahd on their side to fight against the dark powers. And I've got this idea about this massive ritual that's going to require the help of some very unlikely friends, including Babalai Saga, including the Were Ravens, including the Druids of Yesterhill, including the Hags of Old Bone Grinder, because my players haven't killed any of those people. In fact, they haven't encountered any of those people. Well, they have encountered the Were Ravens, but they don't really know that. But essentially, like, they need to make allies out of all these people. Maybe even the Goliaths, like Casimir. And by Goliath, I've replaced the Dusk Elves in the Vistani camp. I've actually replaced every single Dusk Elf with a Goliath. Just because of a player background story thing that I wanted to be able to do. So I want to use this opportunity to set up the idea that there's going to be this massive ritual to free Strahd from the curse, and maybe he doesn't deserve to be free of it, but everyone else does. And it's a curse on Strahd. It is the curse of Strahd. So we need to free Strahd if we want to free everyone else. So that's basically what I want to do with this conversation. Set up the rest of the campaign arc. Van Richten doesn't know all of the details. He's been working for a few weeks to try and figure it out. My conception of time, I don't know if any of you have ever read the novel I, Strahd, but the book essentially says that it's written from the perspective of Van Richten, who sneaks into Castle Ravenloft and finds Strahd's essentially personal diary, and then he reads the whole thing and then he leaves. And based on my understanding, that is supposed to have taken place a few weeks before the event of Curse of Strahd. So in that time, he has been carrying around this personal journal, and he's also been looking for a lot of the people that hey, Mash Tix Lull is now following. Thanks for the follow. He's been trying to figure out who all these people, all these unlikely allies that he's going to need are. Leo Delisnia could be one of them. My players have already recovered his bones, and they entrusted them with Father Lucian in Volaki. They think that they're Sergei's bones, based on absolutely nothing. But I guess I could use Van Richten to set them straight. So set up the rest of the campaign arc. We need a number of unlikely allies to work together. I'm just gonna get rid of we. So we're gonna go with Leo Delisnia. Needs resurrection, which means, and since he's been dead for he's been dead for about 400 years at this point, 450, I think, 450 years ish. They're gonna need the gift from the Amber Temple in order to do anything about that. So they're gonna need Leo Delisnia. They're gonna need Babalai Saga. They're gonna need Hags of Old Bone Grinder. they're going to need the Druids of Yester Hill, and they're going to need the Were-Ravens. And I think it's reasonable to require that they get these 5 groups on their side. How about so there's also the Revenants of Argon Vastholt. So maybe them. So it's really a question of I think these 3 are the ones that Van Richten will already know about, but then the other ones. So the real question is, I think at this point we need to figure out like what the ritual is going to entail, and I think basically what it's going to come down to is that we need 3 powerful sources of magic at 3. Let's go with 5. We're going to need 5 powerful sources of magic at 5 different places in Borovia, 5 places of importance. And I, at one point, it's open Discord. Yeah, points of pentagram, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. And I'm pretty sure. Let's head to the map of Borovia. We're gonna take a look at this. I'm gonna move this tab over to here so we get something slightly larger. Just make the window a little bit bigger. So I don't know if it needs to be exactly a pentagram. In fact, now that I'm seeing how close some of these are, it's very unlikely that it can be. But I'm doing a big ol' heckin' think. So we're going to do extra large lines. So I'm thinking one of them is going to be Amber Temple. One of them is going to be the castle itself. And I'm actually going to stop using. One of them is going to be the Swamp Fane. Let's turn this opacity up. One of them is going to be, let's say, the Wizard of Wines, just because that's where the gemstones should be. Legit did it last week with Avernus. Huh, neat. That's cool. So then I need one basically up here. So let's say up here, which means that the Mad Mage and Mount Baratok's a pretty good choice. So this isn't exactly a pentagram, unless I move. I can grab this one and move it. Can we? Maybe. What the hell? Yeah, I mean, I can put this up just in the lake. That works. That's basically, oh, Jesus. That's basically a pentagram. It's kind of a squished pentagram, but it's basically a pentagram. So we've got Amber Temple, Wizard of Wines up in the slopes of Mount Baratok at the castle itself, and then whatever the hell this lake is. I don't know what that lake is, but basically, they're gonna need a bunch of these groups of people to do a bunch of different things. Oh, I wanted to look at my notes. So a while ago, I did a speed run of Curse of Strahd. I'm trying to find it. There it is. Then we'll divide the Dark Lord. There are those who will help you nonetheless. These people can help you find the Fanes, ancient sources of the Dark Lord's power. Yikes. Okay. So I think Fane is hidden from my sight. No, you know what it is? The Fanes, I think, are described in, let's see. Speedruns. Nope. Strahd. crap. No, that's where I'm at right now. Maps, no. Taraka, no. Crap. So at one point I had a stat block for the Devil Strahd. I'm gonna see if I can. The Devil Strahd. Yeah. I do own this. I just don't know where it is. Okay, so here, the Wilderness Fanes are 3 sacred sites in Borovia. Mountain Fane located on Lysaga Hill. Don't know where that is. Swamp Fane, Forest Fane. So this doesn't actually... Iblis Marsh. And random place of any forest in Borovia. Cool. I don't know where Lysaga Hill is. Let's look it up. Lysaga Hill, Borovia. Oh my god. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. Surf Falls. Oh, this is okay. Surf Falls. Looks like Lysaga Hill is right here, basically. Oops. Looks like it's right here. Okay. Doesn't look like it. Okay, so that's fine. So that's okay. So this can be the mountain fane, or oh no, we have this. We don't need fanes, is the thing. Oh, actually, this can be the mountain fane. This can be the swamp fane, and then this can be the forest fane, I guess. And then we need where his power came from and where he is now. So yeah, so we're gonna need a bunch of unlikely allies to work together. In order to break the curse, and then we're going to need to get them coordinated somehow in these places of power. Mad Mage of Mount Baratok. Basically anyone powerful in magic or holy. So Leo de Lisnia, if you read Strahd, before he was turned into a vampire by Strahd, he was a very powerful cleric and very nearly destroyed Strahd a long time ago. Pretty sure Strahd wouldn't have died like permanently, even if he had succeeded, but that's how it goes. It's like a 3-second delay between the audio and the video. Shit, I did notice that, like, when I was setting up, but I thought maybe it wouldn't. Nope, still a delay. Why is there a delay? System monitor. Nope, that's not what I want. Resources. CPU's damn near capped out. What the hell's using it up? Chrome. Cool. OBS 11%. I don't even have much Chrome open. Okay, we got Roll20 and some D&D Beyond tabs. Yeah, Chrome always out here using all the CPU. Doesn't look like there's anything I can do about it, unfortunately. Yeah. Don't think there's anything I can do, sadly. Sorry. So yeah, so a bunch of people powerful in magic or holy, and then get them to do a ritual Van Richten is still working on. Get them each. Ritual he's still working on in order. Ritual he's still working on simultaneously in 5 places of power. Castle Ravenloft, Wizard of Wines Winery, slopes of Mount Baratok, Lysaga Hill. Let's call it Lake Lysaga. Lake Lysaga on next to Lysaga Hill, and the Amber Temple. And then the other thing is that Van Richten can info dump about Dark Powers vestiges, maybe? Yeah, so it's going to be a pretty big info dump. Alright. It's going to be a bunch of info dump. I think that's about all I want to prep. I don't want to, like... Or that's all I want to prep for that conversation. I don't want to, like, script my, my... Hey, Delirious DM's now following. Thanks for the follow. So, the players are then going to approach the Wizard of Wines. Oh god, please tell me I saved that file. I don't think I did. It might be in Curse of Strahd spoilers. Hopefully someone posted it. Someone recently posted a picture of the winery, which included there it is. Cool. Someone posted a picture of the winery, which included like actual vines, which is really neat. So I want to put this in Roll20. Save image as Strahd maps winery. Whoop, that didn't work. Come on. Winery. Show in folder. And then, what do you want to bet I already uploaded it like a dum-dum? Nah, I did not. Nah, okay. So let's upload. Oh. Upload. Let's switch to the winery. Where is Wizard of Wines? Wizard of Wines. Alright. Upload. And upload this file, which is less than a meg. That's nice. So I'm guessing there's already dynamic lighting lines. Yes, there are. So I want to... Oh, geez. Okay, ground floor. Okay. So hopefully what I can do is still use the dynamic lighting lines. This image is not particularly humongous. Oh, no. This might be a problem. I might have to scale this image like a lot. I'm just waiting for it to upload. Oh, that's cool. My upload just dropped to 0 kbps. I need better internet. There we go. Winery. So you don't belong on this layer, you belong on the map layer. And you also... crap. Minor map. Yeah, I did find that. Thank you. I did find that a little while ago. Maps. How big is this? Advanced, set dimensions, 1757 by 2048. Yeah, this is friggin' tiny. So I'm gonna need to scale this a bunch. So is this just really low? It's really low res. That sucks. Advanced, align to grid. So let's go here. Woof. Okay. I have zoomed it way in. Cool beans. What are its dimensions now? 47, 55, 30. Oops. Okay. Let's grab this and move it. So at 100% zoom, this kind of looks atrocious. It's kind of really blurry. But so I think what I actually want to do is instead I would like to that's not what I wanted to do. Crap. What are your dimensions? 2310 by 3220. So I actually want this map on a different area. So I'm gonna do two different maps. I'm gonna do winery approach and then I'm gonna do winery. So I need a new page. And of course this is a pain in the dick. I'm gonna call this winery approach. We're just gonna make it 50 by 50 for now. It is gonna need to get bigger. We'll drop the winery in it. Let's switch to map. Okay, winery. Set dimensions. 1757, 2048. Oh, hi, baby puppy. How's it going? How are you? Hello. Can you just barge right in? Samus, you want to say hi? You want to come up? Up. Up. Yes. Say Fluff Queen. Can we get them Samuses in chat? Yeah. I love you, baby puppy. Yeah, good kiss. I love you. High five. No, high five. High five? Yeah, good girl. Okay, bye-bye. Bye. Okay, you want to lay down here? So yeah, we got this 1757 by 2048, and then what I want to do is I want to align it to the grid using the align to grid tool, and then I remember it was 26 by 26. So align to grid doesn't matter. We'll just do 26 by 26 align to grid, and that essentially just blows it up so that it is a big size, nice and big. And then now that it is nice and big, I need to get its dimensions, 4760 by 5530, and then I can make the page that size. And then what I will do is I will actually make the page smaller than that, because I'm going to assume it was 4560, I think. Cool. And then essentially what I want to do is I want to cut off these upper layers. So the question is, how many squares is this? So we'll do hide areas. Let's try turn off fog of war for now. Reveal areas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So I have to cut off, let's say 22 squares. So let's make this height 57. And that just gets cut off. And then we can turn Fog of War off, because I really don't need that. Actually, I do need that on. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to reveal... God damn it. Going to reveal... Oh, what the hell? I'm not entirely sure how that happened. But it's fine. It's fine. Then I'm going to reveal the whole map. Nope, I want the reveal tool. Come on. You can do it. There we go. Do we not have an even number of... Like, is it not a even square? Because I can trim it, it's not a big deal. Yeah, 65. Just make it 65 wide. And then the other thing is I need to make sure that this is lined up with the grid, and it most certainly is not. So we are going to move it up and left to align it to the grid, because it's already in that top left corner. So that oughta... Okay, so it turns out it is not perfectly sized. So what I want to do is, it does look like, nope, it's definitely not perfectly sized vertically either. Jesus. This is annoying. Advanced set dimensions. We're just going to drop the height by 30 pixels. And that's not enough, so set dimensions. We're going to drop the height by 100 pixels. And that's actually pretty fucking close to the grid. Yeah. That looks okay. So now I just got to do the horizontal. So 4660, drop it by 100. Zoom way in. Line it up. Check if it's aligned a few squares further. So it is pretty close to aligned. So we're going to set dimensions. We're going to drop another 30 pixels. And then try and line it up again. And it looks pretty fucking good now. Alright. So now the only thing that I want to do is I want to hide basically all the interior space. This is actually exterior. And then we're going to, okay, so I am going to overhide. And then what I can do is I can use the polygon reveal. This is Roll20 that I'm using. So we use Roll20 to play all of our online games. And it's okay. It's just okay. So now I just need polygon reveal. Here, 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 here. And then, so that's revealed. I forgot to hide this, so let's hide that. Then we'll polygon reveal. Da, 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 da. Okay, that's revealed. Okay, so now all those areas are hidden to the players, and then I just need to cut off a little bit on the bottom in order to hide this. Hi, Steph.
Hi. I'm not listening.
Okay. So height, let's just remove 3 squares. Bam. So I do still have a tiny bit of compass rose showing, which is a little silly, but that's okay. So now my players can't see in the building. So when my players get here, they'll essentially, like, I'll essentially just show them this map. Like, hey, you can decide what your approach is, and we can figure it out from there. We can figure out what happens based on the approach you want to take. Yeah, absolutely. I love doing this DM prep because it helps out a lot of people, and it also makes me sit down and actually get some prep done. I'm going to turn my light on because it is getting a little dark. I'm going to close the door. Latch it this time. Hey, thanks for following, Scoozy. I have contemplated switching to Foundry many times, but I have still not done it because I have so much just invested in Roll20. So I have a membership, I own the module, and it's just, and more than just owning assets, I have a lot of time invested in learning how to do it. So I don't know anything about Foundry, but I do know how Roll20 works. I know how to use Roll20, and I've spent a good amount of time learning how to use Roll20. So switching to Foundry just does not seem particularly fun to me. A bunch of folks working on modules that import. Yeah, I've actually seen like the entirety of CoS as Foundry modules. I'm like, it'd be so easy, but I don't know how to use it, so I just don't wanna make the switch. Maybe for a new campaign, definitely not in the middle of a campaign. So approaching the Vineyard. So I have essentially prepped nothing for the Vineyard. So I do know that there's supposed to be 3 gems here. One of them was stolen like 15 years ago or something like that. I have no idea where it is. The book doesn't cover it. No one really cares. It just don't. The Wizard fashioned 3 magic gems, each one as big as a pine cone. So I actually did homebrew. These items. Gem of Growth. So I made a homebrew item for those gemstones. Magical glowing agate is cut to resemble a pine cone. Is about that size. If planted in the ground, the area within a half-mile radius is enriched as if affected by the plant growth spell for as long as it remains in the ground. It can also serve as the material component for the Awaken spell. And essentially, essentially what I did here was I wanted to make a magic item that can do both the enrichment effect that the winery clearly gets from the gems, but also the Awaken effect that the Druids of Yester Hill use in order to summon Winter Splinter, the Tree Blight. So I just made this. I'm gonna share with community. So if you guys wanna find that on D&D Beyond, you can check it out. My username on D&D Beyond is Phoenix Fire. It's going on with the video feed. It's Linux. Linux is dumb. I hate it. It's not the video feed. It's actually just the capture feed. It usually happens when I have too many windows on screen, but I only have the 4 windows. Shut up, Tim. So So yeah, a few weeks ago, 10 years ago, one of the Vineyard's magic gems was dug up. It's not so much that Linux is dumb; it's that no one gives a shit about Linux, so we get the shit. We get shitty OBS. I don't have Streamlabs on this computer because there's no Streamlabs OBS for Linux, and OBS is just stupid. Linux OBS is stupid. OBS works fine on Windows, I think. Yeah, so 5 days ago, Evil Druid stole the third and final gem, but 3 weeks ago, another gem was found, dug up, and taken. So Davian thinks that Babalai Saga has one, and then, Horde of Blights drove Davian's family from the winery. They also poisoned the fermentation vats, leaving the winery with only a few bottles and barrels of drinkable wine. They might be able to, they actually have a druid in the party, so they might be able to do, they might be able to actually purify it. So that's cool. So let's take a look at the Wizard of Wines Winery. So I mostly just want to grab a buttload of tokens. So there's a buttload of tokens here. What in the hell are you? Oop, I'm on the map layer. What are you? Oh, you're on the GM layer, aren't you? Yeah, that would make sense. What are you? You are a scarecrow. Okay. We got vine blights, twig blights. Okay. Okay, so we got needle blights, druid, swarm of ravens, druid, vine blight. So there's nothing outside is the thing. So as they approach, wooden sign puts the intersection, points west, and reads Vineyard. Man wearing a dark cloak and cowl stands at the edge of trees beckoning you. He's one of 9 were-ravens hiding in a grove north of the vineyard. If they ignore him and continue on to the winery, the were-ravens keep their distance and wait to see what happens. So, Mardukov family. Davian Mardukov, his children, Adrian, Elvir, Stefania, Dag Tomescu, Stefania's husband, and then 4 children, Claudiu, Martin, Vigo, and Yolanda. 3 youngest children are non-combatants. The boys are were-ravens with 7 hit points each. Yolanda's effectively a human with 1 hit point. Cool. If the characters come to the vineyard looking to obtain wine, Adrian can confirm that there are 3 barrels in the loading dock, plus another 3 barrels and several wine bottles in the cellar. There's some more wine still fermenting. If the characters continue toward the winery, situated in the midst of the vineyard, the winery is an old 2-story stone building with multiple entrances, thick ivy covering every wall, and iron fencing along its roof line. The trail ends at an open loading dock on the ground floor. A wooden stable of more recent construction is attached to the east side of the winery. Yep, west of the winery is a crumbling well and a wooden outhouse. So in our, I'm actually going to go back to the other scene because I can just go into the journal and add tokens. So basically, when my players meet the Mardukovs, it's gonna be like off the map up this. Oh Jesus. Okay, so there's just a random white area on both sides, on the top and left side of the map. Do I feel like? I guess I do. So I'm going to just move the entire map 1 square this way. Okay. Crisis averted. I just really did not want... I just didn't want white area up there. So now do I have a white area on the right? Kind of looks like it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna tear off the right square. Like, it's fine. Width 64. Done. Don't need it. Don't want it. So yeah, when they meet the were-ravens, they're gonna be just like off the northern edge of the map, and then as they approach, as they head down the road, they're gonna see, I'll essentially put them like right up here. In fact, why don't I just do that now? Let's find some tokens for him. Here we go. So we've got Snark. Oh dear lord, why are you on the map? Where? I thought it might be easier to, but let's just go to the landing page. Maybe not the landing page. Let's go to Misty Road. I'm just gonna grab these tokens, and we're going to delete the landing page tokens and paste the ones that I just grabbed. And then I'm gonna grab these, and then I'm gonna put them on the winery map. The winery approach. So they're gonna be on the road here. So they can arrange themselves as they wish, and then they can approach. So I'll read this read aloud text when they're here, and then so it says 30 needle blights and 6 groups of 5 have emerged from the surrounding vineyard and make their way toward the characters in the winery. So basically, as soon as the players enter anywhere in here, the blights would attack, and then if at some Jesus, my fog of war, crap. All right, I gotta fix the fog of war. God damn it. That's fine. Reveal areas. This can be revealed. This can be revealed. This can be revealed. Yeah. That was unfortunate. Having to move the whole map. And then hide area, this guy. Alright, so now I just need to polygon reveal this stairwell. This chimney. And then this stairwell as well. It's actually a ramp, but whatever. Weep. Okay. Crisis averted. This looks god-awful, but that's fine. Why does that look so bad? You know what? Don't care. Yeah, so as long as the interior is hidden, yeah, so essentially as soon as they enter this this central area. Hey, Ro Pierce is now following. Thanks for the follow. As soon as they enter the central area is when the blights will attack. So now I just need to set up the blights. Needle blight. So it's 6 groups of 5. So let's go to the GM info overlay. And then they conveniently have the feature, and no they don't. Blight. I could have sworn they had a, yeah, false appearance. I could have sworn they had that. Indistinguishable from a tangle of vines. Indistinguishable from a dead shrub, but needle blights have no such feature. So here's what I want to do. So the because I do like the false appearance trait. It makes things real nasty because the players just can't see it coming. So it's indistinguishable from a tangle of vines. What's that? We have vines of grapes everywhere. So needle blights are CR quarter. Vine blights are CR half. So I can replace some needle blights with some vine blights, and it should be fine. So we're just gonna do blight. We're gonna search for blight. And I think what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna replace each group of 5 needle blights with a, I'm just gonna play it by ear. I don't feel like... Let's turn the GM overlay opacity up. So we're going to have Vine Blight. We'll put another Vine Blight over here. And in fact, this group's just going to be 3 Vine Blights. The next group, I'll just do 5 Needle Blights. And I will make it difficult terrain to move like through the vines or the rows. Do Twig Blights have a ranged attack? They do not. So the Twig Blights need to be able to get into melee. Needle Blights have a ranged attack. Vine Blights have a ranged grapple, which is it's a 10-foot grapple, which is crazy. And then this makes difficult terrain as well. So the Vine Blights are indistinguishable, whereas the Needle Blights they can be seen. But for some reason, I'm assuming that the players are just going to go to the west. I don't know why. Maybe that's just because that's what my players did before, the last time I ran this. So we're going to put another group of 5 Needle Blights. I don't think I want any Twig Blights. Like, I kind of, well, 30 Needle Blights seems crazy. That's a lot of attack rolls. But, what do I know? Wizard of Wines. 30 Needle Blights. Wow. And I'm going to do a second group of Vine Blights down here. So I'm not going to do any Twig Blights down here. And then 1 Druid and 24 Twig Blights from area W9. So W9 is the area with the fermentation vats. So they'll probably flood out this door, but also maybe out this door and probably out this door as well. So depending on where the players are, there's like 5 different doors. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's a bunch. Bunch of them getting a nice line. Rubik can sunbeam a ton of them away. This is true. This is very true. Yeah, the players are going to have to lean on their AoE capabilities here, definitely. So basically what it is I have not quite 30 enemies. I have 26 enemies because I traded 10 Needle Blights for 6 Vine Blights. I have 26 enemies just ready to, or no, 15, 21? There's supposed to be 6 groups. 6 groups of 5. So we're going to put another group of Needle Blights up here. So yeah, 26 enemies just ready to attack as soon as they enter the central area. AJ will feel mighty when she tosses fireballs about. She might think twice about throwing fireballs because of the fact that this is a winery and they need their grapes to, you know, make a living. She might. She might. Who knows? But yeah, so, you know, 3 rounds. If they stay outside and fight, Druids and Blights from inside the winery join the battle in the rounds shown below. So yeah, there's gonna be a bunch of enemies. So I think what I'll do, so one thing that I do want to do is I am going to replace the Druid in area W9 with a Vampire Spawn. And the reason for that is I want, let's actually look at W9. That was cool. W9. Does it actually just say there's 24 Twig Blights? That's cool. You could stat them as a swarm to make less attack rolls. I could do that, but I kind of just want lots of tokens on the board, just to make it feel like it's really scary. Also, the thing with swarms is that if the swarm essentially gets 1 attack roll, and then if that 1 attack misses, I don't have a problem with rolling a metric ass load of attack rolls. Because I'll just ask the PC how many, what's your AC, and then I'll throw 24d20 down, and then go, okay, 6 hits. So I don't have a problem with that, Twig Blight. So one of the things that I wanted to do here, 24 twig blades. Wow. 4, 5, 6, 7. How big are they? Small. All right. So before I make 80 million of these, I am going to slightly shrink their token, just so they do appear small, a little smaller. All right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Wow. Okay. Wow. Alright, so we're just going to line all these to squares real quick. And then, yeah, so that's where they are. They're all in there. Wowza. And then I'm half expecting at some point to have to switch from winery approach to the winery map. So I have this winery approach map for the fight outside, but then I have the Wizard of Wines Winery for higher higher resolution map. So I will probably end up switching, but after at some point I will swap. I will have to grab all of the tokens and just slap them down on the new map. So the reason that I want to, the reason that I replaced the druid with a vampire spawn is one of my players is looking for his, Snurk is looking for his master, Dorian Ito. And it was decided before the campaign even began, when I figured out, actually, we started the campaign before I did it, but it was decided by the card reading that Dorian Ito would be in the basement. And I have also since then decided that Dorian Ito has been turned into a vampire spawn, but also that there's a vampire spawn wearing his armor, which will basically, and it's the kind of armor that has a full face covering. So Snurk is going to spend that whole time thinking that it's actually Dorian Ito. And the vampire is never going to use its bite attack. It's just going to be using claws. Yeah. Snurk is definitely going to think that the vampire spawn is Dorian Ito, and he's going to try not to destroy it and all of that nonsense, try and knock its helmet off, etc. I think it's going to be really cool when the vampire takes the field wearing Dorian's armor. And then Dorian is actually in the basement, and he's also a vampire spawn, but he does his best to hide that, and then at some point tries to betray Snurk and kill him because he has been commanded by Strahd to do so. Because if the players don't hate Strahd, then are you doing it right? I think that's basically all I really need to prep. There's also like the interior, all of that. Yeah, can we get some Fs in chat for Dorian Ito? But it's fine because Dorian has his sword, which is awesome. And let me show you what I made for that. Once that betrayal happens and Snurk does kill his master, he's gonna get this badass weapon, the Katana of the Orchid Samurai. It's got 10 charges. It regains 1d6 plus 4 at dawn. And then when you're hit by a melee attack, you can spend one of the item's charges to use your reaction to attempt your opponent's attack against them. Make an attack roll with this weapon and compare it to the attack roll made against you. If the result of your attack roll is higher, the attack becomes a miss unless it was a critical hit, and you attack them as normal with that attack roll. So you can turn a hit into a miss and an attack. That seems cool. And then also you can spend 7 charges to cast my favorite spell, Steel Wind Strike. Dexterity is spellcasting ability modifier for the spell. Cool beans. And then it requires attunement by a fighter or ranger, so Inej can't steal it. Because rogues like every rapier. So Yeah, so there's also some stuff in the winery. There's stuff going on in there. But most of the complexity of the winery, honestly, is just figuring out how to run the approach and having being able to just run this fuck huge map, and handle whichever kind of approach they want, is really nice. And then I can, so if my players decide to come around the left side, they basically have no chance of detecting the vine blights because they're indistinguishable from the vines that they're hiding in. If they come from the north, they do get to have perception versus their stealth, the blight's stealth. If they come from the east, the vine blights catch them by surprise always, but the needle blights might give themselves away by moving. And then basically, as soon as any of them start attacking, all of them start attacking. So, yeah. Come and get me from Pathfinder. It's always a fun spell. Yeah, no, exactly. It'll give Bayless the anime samurai teleport slash feeling, which is exactly what I was going for. So yeah, like once they start fighting, I can't really see them barricading themselves inside the winery, because there's just so much unknown, and it makes so much more sense to retreat than run forward. But there is this happening. So this druid is replaced with the vampire spawn, that's just hiding inside in Dorinito's armor, and then these guys are I'm just gonna run them straight. So yeah, I think that's about it. And then once they get into the basement, obviously, area W14. Which is the basement. Yes, that's the basement. So the second wave of druids are the ones that come from the basement, and then the third wave comes from W20, upstairs in the bedroom. Recently, you came up with a sorcerer subclass based around extra-dimensional spaces. Oh, what? Oh my god. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure someone's thought that before. Someone's thought that before. Snark and crew might try to save Snark's master even after he tries to kill Snark in the back. I think that would be really cool. It would be really interesting roleplay if that does indeed happen. So I think it'd be really cool if that did happen. But yeah, so that's my prep for Wizard of Wines. That's my prep for figuring out the rest of the campaign. And I hope you guys enjoyed. And I'm going to go take a break, and then I will be right back after about 5 minutes to start my Odyssey of the Dragon Lords prep. I am actually going to restart my computer to try and fix this audio-video mismatch thing. So I will end the stream, but I will be back in about 5 minutes. So I'll see you there. Hey, thanks for following, Lennon. So yeah, I'll be right back. Bye.